Hi everyone, it's Julie here from Serenity by Julie. I'm here at my home in Cowans Bay. The neighbor is still out cutting the grass, but I'm persevering, and we might hear a couple of boats go by. So I wanted to show you how to do some foot reflexology from seated on a chair if it's just not comfortable for you to get that foot up, in this area. So the trick is you want to have a tennis ball. The tennis ball is kind of ideal. If you don't have one, maybe an apple, or I've even had people use potatoes because not everybody has tennis balls at home. But I recommend you get one. So, regular old tennis ball, and we put it down on the floor. You don't have to have a yoga mat. Don't even have to have bare feet, but I like to do it with bare feet. So I'm going to take my camera down now to the feet because they're in the spotlight today. And we're just going to put the foot on top of the ball and roll it around. Okay, so now sometimes I've had people in chair yoga classes, they've accidentally had the ball get away from them. So there's a chance that will happen and you'll have to get up and retrieve it, but hopefully not. So the place that's really easy to get to when you're sitting on a chair is this middle section of the foot between the heel and the ball of the foot. And there are many reflexes in this area, so it often feels good. And sometimes I like to say it feels a little interesting because there's maybe what we would call a hurts good. It's like, well, that's a little tender, but it actually feels good to put a little pressure there. So don't be afraid to stop the rolling and apply a little pressure there. And you might feel like it kind of soothes out or dissipates. You can massage a little more. Maybe you'll find another spot that has that hurts good sensation or just feels interesting, and you're just like, I wonder what it'd feel like if I just put a little pressure there. Just don't apply so much pressure that it actually starts to hurt. So I'm staying still here in another spot. So this middle section, as I said, is an area where people often have many sensations. And the small and large intestines are in here. Well, they're not in here. The reflexes are in here. And things like the stomach, organs of digestion, elimination, reproduction, so many things. But we don't want to neglect the heel. Now it's going to be a little trickier to get the heel, but I believe in you. You can do it. So we want to get the heel because this is the pelvic area. So many reflexes in here as well. But there might be areas that you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't really feel anything interesting in this area, and that's fine. Don't skip it totally, but you don't need to spend a lot of time here. We also want to go up to the ball of the foot, get all in that area. And if you can do it, it's kind of nice to go along the line where the toes connect to the ball of the foot. One. And we do want to also get up in those toes. A little harder to do with the ball, but not impossible. And something else that you could do to get the reflexes on the tops of the toes is to actually just set that ball aside. Don't let it go too far away. Curl your toes. So this is where it's helpful to not have shoes on. You want to make sure you have bare feet. Well, of course you're going to have bare feet to roll the ball. And we can actually just have those toenails on the floor and just do a little movement. So sometimes it's nice to circle them around. That might not feel good for you. You might be happy to just go back and forth a little bit, but we're getting those reflexes on the tops of the toes. And then I want to show you a reflex that is generally helpful for everyone, and that is on the bottom of the foot. If you traced down from your middle toe to just where the ball of the foot stops. Okay, I've got my Peter pointer on that spot. I can take that down and put it on the ball, and then just do a little press and release. Press and release. Press and release. You can combine that with a breath so that you do a nice long inhale as you press, and then on the exhale as you release, you make that exhale a sigh. Rest. And sigh it out on the release. Let's do one more. And you might like to roll that ball around a little bit more, just kind of soothe everything out to finish up. And then when you're ready, you can release the ball. Put the foot flat down on the floor and just notice, hey, how are my feet contacting the floor and what feels different? In fact, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see that the foot that I worked is actually visibly resting down into the mat more, like it's actually spread a little bit. So how cool is that? So more contact to the earth, more grounding, more calming, more sense of stability. It's also going to affect my posture. And just having those feet feel like they're relaxing, like the feet themselves just took a deep breath and let out tension, that's going to help me to sleep better. I can't promise you're going to get a perfect sleep, but any little thing that we do to improve sleep, I'm all for that. That's all for today. If you liked this video, if you found it interesting or the information helpful to you, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button. I will see you soon. I hope you have a wonderful day and a restful night. And make sure you take some time for self-care today. All right, take care. Bye.